Your Excellency, Junior Minister Senator Barron, Deputy Mayor, Honorary Colonel, Commanding Officer, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to the official launch of the Bermuda Regiment's 50th anniversary, or BR50 as it's become to be known. I am Stephen Caton, and it is my honor to serve as chair of the BR50 committee. Along with my hard-working committee members, the commanding officer, and the men and women of your regiment, we appreciate your presence today as we share plans to celebrate this important milestone in 2015. A year-long celebration is planned to commemorate the historically and socially significant amalgamation of the Bermuda Militia Artillery and the Bermuda Rifles to form the Bermuda Regiment in 1965. The proud legacies of the regiment, its forebears, and those who have served as members of all of these units will be rightly celebrated. The regiment is an institution like no other. It delivers exciting training and experiences that are unrivaled. Like many, I'm proud of my service and the skills and opportunities that were provided to me. Moreover, I treasure the enduring friendships, the camaraderie, and the strong cord of unity that the regiment weaves through Bermuda's social fabric. In 2015, we wish for the whole island to share in the spirit of unity, and we have further developed this into our theme for the anniversary year, Reunion. We will showcase Bermuda's pride in our regiment and thank all past and serving soldiers of the Bermuda Regiment for their selfless and vital service they have rendered and continue to provide our island home. And as we celebrate our own regiment, we encourage overseas military personnel who previously served in Bermuda to return with their families to Bermuda in 2015 to reunite together with us. I now invite the Deputy Mayor of Hamilton, Mr. Donald Smith, to say a few words of welcome. Mr. Smith.
Good morning. His Excellency, Junior Minister, Senator Jeff Barron, Honorary Colonel, Commanding Officer, ladies and gentlemen. As Deputy Mayor of the City of Hamilton, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone to historic Fort Hamilton, the perfect venue to launch the regiment's 50th anniversary. The Corporation of Hamilton is pleased to support the regiment in 2015, the year in which the city will also celebrate its 200th year as the capital of Bermuda. We look forward to working together with the regiment as we celebrate these milestones. Again, welcome to Fort Hamilton, and I am delighted to now welcome the Commander-in-Chief of Bermuda, His Excellency the Governor, Mr. George Ferguson.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. Senator, Honorary Colonel, Commanding Officer, ladies and gentlemen. One of the especially enjoyable and interesting privileges of being Governor of Bermuda is the associated role as Commander-in-Chief in and over Bermuda, as the legal phrase puts it. In effect, Commander-in-Chief of the Bermuda Regiment. It's an intriguing, a positive step from my previous military position as a corporal in the Army Cadet Corps. But it's a role which I value and have come to value more the longer I've been here, seeing the regiment regularly, seeing it evolving as the island and its needs have changed. And not least, seeing last month its important and widely valued role in the operations to clear up roads and parks and help householders after the double hit of Tropical Storm Faye and Hurricane Gonzalo. The regiment demonstrated then very vividly its strengths and its relevance 50 years on from its formation. I'm grateful to all in the regiment for their service. Many, in fact currently most of its personnel are now volunteers. The regiment has great service to be proud of here and elsewhere, and its heritage, traditions, even its cap badge, reflect the inheritance of its distinguished predecessor units. An Act of Parliament in 1895 raised organised units to supplement the regular British Army garrison on the island. Reflecting the segregation of the time, sadly, two separate units were formed: the Bermuda Militia Artillery, the BMA, and the Bermuda Volunteer Rifle Corps, the BVRC, later the Bermuda Rifles. Volunteers from both units fought gallantly in both World Wars. Both suffered considerable losses. It's right that this year, the 100th anniversary of the start of the First World War and the 75th anniversary of the start of the Second World War, we remember all from the BMA and the BVRC who served at home and abroad, and honour especially the memories of the more than 100 of their numbers who gave their lives. Despite some joint military training and combined parades, it wasn't until 1965 that the BMA and the Bermuda Rifles amalgamated to form the Bermuda Regiment. To its great credit, it then became more than just a formal acknowledgement of the overdue process of desegregation. It was one of the most genuine builders of real personal relations across the race divide, and played an important part in the social rebuilding that followed desegregation. It has maintained its values of service and its important traditions over the years since. I, and much more relevantly, far more qualified senior officers from other armies who've seen the regiment here or in North America since I've been involved with it, have been impressed by its high standards. I've also been struck by its high standing in the eyes of the community in Bermuda, right across the community. We should celebrate this history together and do so properly. To this end, I am grateful to the trustees of the Bermuda Regiment Charitable Trust who initiated the BR50 committee and are providing financial support and governance. The regiment itself will have a very busy anniversary year. I wish them well and thank them in advance for their continuing commitment. In closing, I encourage everyone to support the regiment, especially in their 50th anniversary year, and join me in recognising their service and contribution to Bermuda. I might just add, I'm proud also to be follower number 7 of the BR50 Twitter hashtag. I'm not quite sure who those other 6 who got in ahead of me were. Thank you very much for coming today, and congratulations to all involved in the BR50 celebrations.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good morning, Commanding Officer, former colonels, honorary colonel, former officers, Deputy Mayor, Stephen. Good morning, everyone. As the Junior Minister of National Security, it is my honor to speak on behalf of the Government of Bermuda in support of the Bermuda Regiment, an iconic institution. The regiment has established an enduring legacy in its 50 years. As last year's National Security Review underscored, the regiment is a critical part of Bermuda's security infrastructure. We are very grateful and fortunate to have the committed leadership and dedication of the regiment. I have seen firsthand the level of service and value the regiment brings to this island. It is not just when we need to call on the regiment as an insurance policy, as we did recently for post-hurricane response and recovery, as His Excellency mentioned. The regiment continually and consistently trains, educates, advances, and provides life skills to Bermudians. This develops not only our young men and women, but crafts our future leaders. The regiment, importantly, also offers opportunities beyond our shores. This summer, the Premier and I had the pleasure of meeting 3 young Bermudians serving in the regiment who were on their way to extended military training in Africa, surely a once-in-a-lifetime experience for them. Through overseas training, specialist courses and attachments, the regiment ensures that it remains up-to-date and operationally proficient. His Excellency also spoke of the regiment's history, and I am reminded that it was not too long ago that the regiment were not the only military personnel you would encounter regularly. Up to the early 1990s, the Royal Navy at HMS Malabar, the Canadian Forces at Daniels Head, and the large contingent of U.S. service personnel at both Naval Annex and Operations Base were very much a part of our community. The regiment, of course, did much joint training with these units, and as we look forward to celebrating our regiment in 2015, I extend an invitation to the thousands of service personnel and their families who used to call Bermuda home to join us for a reunion with friends. I know that the BR50 committee, with the support of the regiment, are planning an exciting year of events, and all former residents, especially military personnel, are very much welcome to join. 2015 will be an incredible year, and a celebration of this magnitude does not come without cost. I ask corporate Bermuda and the general public to support the regiment, both financially and through their charitable trust, and in attendance at parades and other events through this year. For its part, the government of Bermuda has approved a commitment of $250,000 in the 2015-2016 budget towards the support of the regiment's 50th anniversary. This funding will be complemented by up to $350,000 by the Bermuda Regiment Charitable Trust. On top of this, I recognize the exceptional generosity of the Bank of Bermuda Foundation, who will financially support the year and serve as title sponsor of the Bermuda Tattoo 2015. And before I hand it over to Mr. Lejour of Bank of Bermuda Foundation, I thank everyone involved in making 2015 a resounding success. Let's have a reunion and let's celebrate Bermuda. Thank you very much. Mr. Lejour. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Barron. Good morning. Protocol having been established, it's my pleasure to represent the Bank of Bermuda Foundation at this launch. The Foundation has been a long-established supporter of the regiment through the Bermuda Regiment Charitable Trust. In fact, the Foundation was the instrumental in the establishment of the Charitable Trust that has supported since its inception in 2003. The Bank of Bermuda Foundation is firmly committed to the celebration and preservation of our unique heritage and is pleased to support the regiment in its 50th anniversary year. We are delighted to support the events throughout the year, especially proud to be the title supporter of the Bermuda Tattoo 2015. It's events like this that play a vital role in keeping our heritage alive, enabling us to continue the experience and appreciate what it means to be a Bermudian. On behalf of the Foundation, I'd like to congratulate Major Caton and Robinson and the entire BR50 Anniversary Committee on their work to date and wish them and the whole regiment the very success for 2015. Thank you.
Give me while I find my space. Thank you, Mr. Lejour, and good morning, everyone. I am grateful for the opportunity to share with you more of the details behind the regiment's 50th anniversary celebrations. Starting with the 50th anniversary recruit camp and open house in January and concluding with the community carol concert in December, we have a very full calendar. Speaking of calendars, we'll be doing a mail drop to every household in January to provide a keepsake reminder of the key events. Please also like us and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Bermuda Regiment 50, where you can further get information in the lead up and throughout 2015. As the director of music, forgive me if I start with activities in which the much-loved Band and Corps of Drums of the Bermuda Regiment will participate. These include special or augmented editions of established parades as follows. The annual Peppercorn Parade in April will include a larger honor guard with color party. The regiment will be afforded Freedom of St. George, marching proudly through the old town. The Bermuda Day Parade in May will feature a special float entry by the Bermuda Regiment. The Queen's Birthday Parade in June will be a rare spectacle, the Trooping of the Color, perhaps only the 4th time this will have been performed in Bermuda by the regiment. Given the size of this parade, it will be relocated from Hamilton to the National Sports Center and will be free for all to attend. The convening of the legislature in the fall will give us the opportunity to help Hamilton celebrate 200 years as a capital of Bermuda. Kindly, the city will also confer freedom on the regiment and will be led by the Band and Corps of Drums. The parade will march through the streets of Hamilton. And for the somber, reflective Remembrance Parade on 11th November, we encourage foreign military veterans to join Bermuda's heroes on parade as we honor the fallen. A reception for local and overseas veterans will follow that engagement. Beyond the parades, however, our activities include special stamps and first day cover issues by the Bermuda Post Office scheduled for February. This is only the second such issue for the regiment and is destined to be a collector's item. His Excellency has graciously offered to host a spring concert in the grounds of Government House, where a number of local artists will be performing with other community bands and entertainers. In the summer, Masterworks will curate and host an exhibition of regimental art and militaria, including rarely displayed artifacts, silver, and arms. A history book of the regiment is also being researched and written under the auspices of the National Museum of Bermuda for publication in late 2015. On or around the September 1 official anniversary, there will be a special Thanksgiving service wherein we will encourage and recognize everyone who has served in Bermuda Regiment to come on and participate, and we are coordinating a march past for former members. Finally, and importantly, the signature event for the 50th anniversary year will be the Bermuda Tattoo 2015 on October 22nd through the 24th. Building on the tremendous success of the last two tattoos in 2005 and 2009, Bermuda Tattoos, we are well into the planning of that main event. While it is too early to announce who the exceptional lineup of performers will be, we are confident of a world-class production of which Bermuda can be proud. As before, we expect this to be very popular locally and will generate many visitors to the island. With artillery guns, fireworks, and military pageantry, we will celebrate the regiment and highlight the important role the regiment continues to play in Bermuda's culture and history. We are grateful to the trustees and executive director of the National Museum of Bermuda for partnering with us again and providing the spectacular Keep Yard as the venue for that event. More details on the Bermuda Tattoo 2015 will follow in the new year and will be made available online. Tickets should expect to go on sale in mid-2015. My concluding thank you is to my family and to the family and friends of all who serve and have served in the Bermuda Regiment. It is your support that has and will maintain a Bermuda Regiment of which you can all be proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Major Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have an event-packed, year-long celebration. It is the BR-50's committee's hope that the 50th anniversary celebrations will strengthen the already deep-rooted affection that the regiment enjoys island-wide and internationally. I thank His Excellency and Senator Barron for their participation today and continuing support. I acknowledge the Deputy Mayor of Hamilton and the support of the Corporation of Hamilton throughout 2015 and thank them for providing Fort Hamilton as our launch venue today. We are very grateful for the financial contributions of the Government of Bermuda, the Bank of Bermuda Foundation, and the Bermuda Regiment Charitable Trust. This funding is significant, yet we need and encourage the support of corporate sponsors and the general public. We also thank the Bermuda Tourism Authority and the Department of Community and Cultural Affairs, both represented here today. Their support and promotion of the anniversary year, both at home and abroad, is critical to a successful year. I reserve my final thanks to the BR-50 Committee. Thank you, Dwight, Ben, Colonel Willie, Conchita, Mark, and Mark for your sterling efforts to date, and I welcome our newest members, Major Leslie Lowe and Chief Inspector Cal Smith. It is a pleasure to serve with you. As mentioned before, I encourage you to follow us on social media, on Twitter, @Bermuda Regiment, and on Facebook, @Bermuda Regiment 50. Through these channels, you'll get updates on the BR-50 year and of the launch of our dedicated tattoo and BR-50 websites. I now invite the commanding officer to join me as we take questions from the media. Thank you. There being no questions, obviously a lot of information shared. Commanding officer, do you want to say a few words?
The regiment's got a long and a proud history. It's been embodied once every 3 years since its inception, and most recently you'll all be aware of the support that was provided during Faye and Gonzalo. Having a chance to celebrate that next year is very special for us, and we're thrilled that we're having a theme of reunion, and we really welcome veterans to come and support the year-long series of events. And there are a significant number of people who have served on the island in the regiment, and we look forward to seeing as many of you as we can during that time. The culminating event is obviously the tattoo, but we're also exercising 2 freedoms, and we're having a march past as well as trooping the colour. And I hope that for that march past we can get as many people as we can to allow people to proudly display their service and show their support for the regiment. So we're excited about it. We thank you for your support. We look forward to seeing more of you next year.
Thank you, Colonel.
At my command, adjust fire!